Think of the smartest person you know. Really picture them. The one who aces every test, wins every argument, always has the sharper answer. Now, ask yourself something uncomfortable. Are they happy? Are the people around them happy? Because if you are honest, some of the most brilliant people you have ever met are also quietly falling apart. Careers stalled, relationships in ruins, a mind like a scalpel, and a life like a car crash. And then there is the other kind of person, not the quickest in the room, but calm when everyone else panics. The one you actually call when your world is on fire. Why do some people stay calm while others explode over tiny things? Why do brilliant people ruin the very things they care about most? What if the single most important kind of intelligence is one that no test in school has ever measured? For most of the last century, we thought we had intelligence figured out. We built a number for it. We called it IQ, a clean single score meant to capture how powerful your mind is. And IQ is real. It genuinely predicts things. People with higher IQs tend to do better in school, learn faster, and on average perform better at complex jobs. If you had to bet on one number to predict someone's performance at work, IQ would still be a good bet. But here is what that clean number hides. IQ measures how well you think when you are calm. It measures your mind on a good day in a quiet room with a pencil and a problem. It says almost nothing about what happens to that same mind the moment real life walks in. The moment you are afraid, or furious, or heartbroken, or standing in front of the one person you cannot afford to lose. Because a brain is not a calculator that runs at the same speed no matter what. It is an animal, first. And under stress, the animal takes over. To see how, you have to go inside your own head to a small, almond-shaped lump near the base of your brain. It is called the amygdala, and it is your alarm system. It is old and fast, and it does not care about your IQ. Here is the part almost no one is taught. When something happens to you, the information takes two roads at once. One is the slow, smart road up to the thinking part of your brain, the part that reasons and considers and weighs. The neuroscientist Joseph LeDoux called that the high road. But there is also a low road, a shortcut that runs straight to the amygdala and skips the thinking brain entirely. The low road is faster, and that means in a moment of real threat, your alarm system reacts before the smart part of your brain even knows what is going on. Daniel Goleman gave this moment a name. He called it an amygdala hijack. It is that instant where you say the thing you can never take back, where you send the message or throw the punch or burst into tears, and only afterward does the clever, reasonable part of you come online and ask, quietly, what did we just do? Your IQ was never in the room for that decision. It arrived late. This is the gap that a whole new idea of intelligence grew up to fill. In 1990, two psychologists, Peter Salovey and John Mayer, put a name to it. They called it emotional intelligence. The ability to notice what you and other people are feeling, to tell those feelings apart, and to use that information to guide how you think and act. 5 years later, a writer named Daniel Goleman turned it into a global phenomenon with a single provocative claim on the cover of his book. That when it comes to your life, this might matter more than IQ. Now, here is where an honest story has to slow down. Because that claim, more than IQ, was too strong, and the science has spent 30 years walking it back. When researchers actually measure it, emotional intelligence is a modest predictor of how well you do at work. Raw cognitive ability still predicts job performance better. The famous studies were messier than the headlines. Even the most beloved experiment of all, the marshmallow test, where small children who resisted one treat to earn 2 later seemed to thrive, turned out to be shakier than we were told. When scientists repeated it with a larger, more varied group of children, Much of the effect melted away, explained not by iron willpower, but by how much stability and money the child grew up around. So no, emotional intelligence is not a magic replacement for being smart. Anyone who sells it that way is selling you something. But watch what is left standing after you strip away the hype, because the thing IQ measures and the thing emotional intelligence measures are answering two completely different questions. IQ asks, how good is your mind? Emotional intelligence asks, can you actually use it? Can you use it when your heart is pounding and your pride is bleeding and every instinct is screaming at you to do the stupid, satisfying thing? Can you sit in the 2 seconds between the insult and your reply? Can you feel the anger rising and choose, on purpose, not to be hijacked by it? And that is the answer to the question we started with. That is why the smartest person you know can still detonate their own life. Their intelligence was never the problem. Their intelligence was a passenger. In the moments that decided everything, the marriage, the argument, the resignation letter sent at midnight, they were not being run by the brilliant mind on the good day. They were being run by the animal on the worst one. So here is the reframe worth keeping. Stop imagining these two intelligences as rivals, one winning and one losing. Picture them instead as an engine and a driver. IQ is the engine, raw, magnificent horsepower. But horsepower with no one steering does not win the race. It wraps itself around a tree. Emotional intelligence is the driver, quieter, less impressive to measure. And the only thing standing between all that power and the wall, you cannot take a test for this one. There is no clean number, no certificate, no bragging right. There is only the next moment life hands you where your heart gets loud and your alarm goes off, and the small, unglamorous, world-changing choice you make in it. That is the secret intelligence. Not how much you know, whether, when it matters most, you can still reach it